Okay, so this is another update. We're in the position we were yesterday. I've just done a little bit of, let's call it, finishing off on this. I would recommend leaving it actually for a few days. I'd recommend definitely leaving it for a while and just stare at it to make sure there's nothing that you don't agree with on it. So I think if you're gonna gloss it, see, I've tried to make it rough as I can. It's kind of dishevelled. And if you find if there's anything wrong with it, like once you gloss it, I don't think it's gonna be that easy to like. Probably would be easy, but it's just not going to be fun to get the gloss off and repair it. And one of the issues I've had, one of the things that I've encountered, I got some quite thick nails to go through here. So there's the jaw bit. If you look at the jaw bit, you'll see little blue bits. And what I've done is I've shoved blue tack very, very thin. You can just about see it. Very, very thin bit of blue tack. And that bit of blue tack up in these jaw holes stops the jaw from just dropping down. Now, Varnishing said that basically if you want it to be a tight jaw, you have to put a big nail, sorry. This is a really big nail, and it was quite scary to hammer it through. It did actually go through quite nicely in the end, and now I can just sort of push it in and out with my free hand. Just focus there. Yeah, so I can push it in and out quite well with my free hand. But obviously, I'm going to have to paint this end white because I just don't have the tools at the moment to screw it off, to try and chop it off or do anything. Bloody camera, I've got a really long lens and I don't have anything else. Yeah, so I'm going to have to paint the end white. Ideally I'd chop that off or just file it down and then paint it white, but I've got it to the point where I can push it in and out without any, much thing. But it was a bit of a scary thing hammering it through. I won't lie, but once it's through, it's secure, but the jaw is still a bit loose. So by whacking the blue tack up in there, the jaw's now stiff, and I can open and close it at my leisure. So now it'll just be on to letting this dry a bit, and then we're going to hit the polyurethane gloss varnish and see if it ruins the whole fucking thing. Who knows? But that's the joy that we have. I've also purchased some £2.50 offcut of just material with a long white hair on it, and it's really nice. I like it. It's nice and soft. In some of the pictures that I've seen, in some of other people's builds, the hair looks like fucking Cher's hair. They have a tight fitting black jacket and really, really shiny hair. I don't want shiny fucking hair. I want it to be fluffy old man hair. Like to me, that's what Blade's hair is going to look like. I've held it up and it actually looks ace. So we'll get onto that eventually. But yeah, I mean, some of them, the other builds I've seen, their blades have got like a tight little black lady's weather jacket on and long silver hair. They look like Cher, you know what I mean? He ain't Cher, he's Blade. But yeah, we'll see how this goes eventually. So yeah, I'll just move on to waiting for it to dry. I've just put the polyurethane varnish on, so I've varnished it. It's looking shiny. You can't really see it on this video, I don't think, but it's got a real sheen to it now, which you'll see later on. All I did again, and make sure you do the jaw, don't forget that. What I did again is I just squirted it all over and just rubbed it all in my hands. A few hairs came off my hands, which I had to pick out before it dries, obviously. But yeah, it's not as, it looks a lot more shiny now. Just gives it that shinier edge. Might almost need another coat, I'm not sure, but I don't want it to be too shiny. I quite liked it as it was, matte, but it looks pretty cool. What if you can see if it's more shiny in here? Let's have a look. Yeah, so he's looking a bit more sweaty now, a little bit more shiny. I didn't shine the mouth, which I'm glad I didn't, because if you think about it, you might not want his, there you can see the shine now. You can see the shine there. Just looking a little bit more shiny. I didn't want to shine the mouth because if he opens his mouth, you don't want to see the inside of someone's mouth shining, I guess. He doesn't exactly. so you can see a bit more of the sheen there. And the eye spikes, I've actually got spikes on my my jacket. I've got a horror jacket with a ton of spikes on it, so I've got a packet of spikes ready for my new aliens themed jacket. So I'm going to use a couple of them spikes and a couple of little I'm going to find two little circles, possibly like those things you put in screws and stuff. But yeah, 2 shiny circles with a jacket spike should do it. They're quite long spikes, but I don't like the big ones coming all the way out. Like, I don't want that. My wife doesn't like blades eye spikes at all. She likes a blade with a skull face. Everyone's different. I want a little bit of an eye spike, basically. I want like a... With the eye spikes, I almost might try and see if I can just take some of the shininess out of them, if you know what I mean. Like, maybe brush them with a bit of dark paint, or just something to try and ease it off a little bit. I don't know. Obviously, I can't afford the recessed ones. I can't afford the ones that pop out. But I'm hoping to glue them in. Either an individual spike like they are recessed, it's just the tip popping out, and that could work. Or, as I say, 2 silvery rings and then the jacket spike on top. You'll see what I mean. Right, so here we go. This is what's just happened. Obviously I hammered the nails through before I painted or anything. I hammered the nails through and pulled them back out, in and out, until I was happy with them. Then I packed a bit of blue tack into the joint as it went in, pushed it in, excess, pulled it away, little bit of blue tack, so that the jaw's now solid. I've now taken the tips of the nail that I hammered it in with, and I've fucking used this wire cut bit, put it on just below the tip, and I've used a hammer to just power away at the end of this until it chopped off the ends of the nails. So now you've got a nail with no tip, and what I've done is pushed the nail with no tip and then slightly hammered it in. You see here, where is it? There. So basically what I've done is the nail with no tip on it is now in that little hole, which looks a lot better than it did before. Just a little dip now, a tiny little dot. And again on the other side, just a little tiny dot there. And I've just painted over it and glossed over it. So you got a little dot there, a little dot there. And now the jaw, you see, with the blue tack, it can open and close without... Yeah, so definitely chopping off the nails. I know that V-Across files them down a bit. Chopping off the nails, maybe if you were doing it, you could use a bigger nail. But now this, see, it's got just a little bit of blue tack in, just to thicken it up. And now open it, close it. So it's just a tad bit, a little bit of blue tack. You could use white blue tack. If it loosened off and it started dropping, I could shove a bit more up in there with a pin or a really small pin. It's very flush, that's the only problem. There are various things to do, but I think the blue tack's just slowed it down a bit. It's looking nice and shiny now. I'd had to do a little bit of painting obviously over the dot there, but I think that varnish has dried off quite nicely, so I think onwards and upwards I'm going to start looking at getting this hair sorted out. The dog's playing. Get out of it. Yeah, there you go, look. Ready, boy. Oh, blade. Red. Yeah, so... Oh, he's got a little black dot on his head. What's that? No, it's just a bit of fluff. So yeah, you go. So let's have a look in sort of semi-light. Oh, look. See, look, he's a bit fucked up, which is what I wanted. He looks like... So you can kind of see how almost evil he looks there. Really roughly painted. Looking really gnarly. So that's a real challenge, is getting it just right, you know. He looks like an old puppet. You've got all this kind of... I'm trying to replicate wear there. Just all different shades of white. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, I think my camera's pissed me off. I don't know why. It's like only letting me video for like 21 seconds. I just don't know why. But I'll just keep videoing. It's all going to end up on there. We'll look at that. So yeah, we're going to go for this hair now. I might move to the GoPro for this bit because it's fucking me off now. So I've just swapped to this GoPro because for some reason my camera, I think it's low battery, low memory or something. But yeah, as I was saying, I chopped the ends off those nails with this. The nails were like for these wall clip things for wires. I don't know what the fuck they are, but the guy in the hardware shop gave me the nails for free. What a don! What a nice guy. And as I say, there's some of the, that's where I was doing all the stuff. Yeah, and so the £2.50 off cut the hair. What I'm going to do is sit here now and work out which bits I'm going to want to basically, if you look at him now, look, he looks pretty cool there, look. Oh yeah. So I'm going to fiddle around with this and work out, I'm going to draw, probably with a pen, I'm going to work out where the longest hairs are that are coming off the edge, because as you can see, some people like him with long hair, some people like him short. I like him with fuzzy hair, so this sort of length here. So this bit potentially I could just cut it, maybe cut around here, like cut his bald patch around here and have these as the sides. But we'll see. I'll fiddle around with that and let you know. Okay, so it couldn't have gone better. Basically, I held it up to his head, one end of it, and I basically pulled all the hair back and cut it into a kind of like a shape, I guess a bit like that. So this sort of shape. So basically it went up in a kind of crescent. So it's about this kind of shape. So it was like a crescent and then square at the back. So I did account for obviously the curve, and then I just put blobs of glue on it and stuck it to his head. And I'll tell you what, I am so happy with that result. He looks fucking awesome. He looks like an old metaler. I've met people who look like this in metal clubs. He's like an old fucking, he looks so cool. I just cannot describe how good he looks. Few blobs of glue here and there, not too much in case I take off. Now I did, if you look at the back, you can see it's actually stuck to the sides of his head. It's actually, I've stuck it all over like a wig. So it is actually stuck down this side here. And it just looks so good against how grey and sort of mottled his face is. It just looks so awesome. Like, oh, I just can't even tell you. In the flesh, he just looks... Oh. But literally, I just did it 1 second ago. My fingers are like shaking. I'm covered in fucking glue. And he just looks so cool. Like, he's glossy. Look at his jaw closes. Can't even shake it open. So the blue tack's working in there. He looks mottled. He looks old and shit. And he's got a fucking receding hair. He looks so fucking cool like that. He looks awesome. So yeah, I'm just gonna like whack it on his body. I'm not gonna fully glue it to the mount yet because I've got a feeling that, I don't know, I might want to adjust any certain bits of it. And if I do want to adjust certain bits, I don't want to be fucking unfixing that mount. And also I want to put the... So yeah, so... I mean, obviously, I just can't... I just can't describe it. He looks so good like that. Oh, yes. That was so easy. I just can't tell you how easy that was. I just literally like held it up and it looked perfect, so I just cut it in. I had to do a little bit of trimming. I would say when you cut this, be careful because my wife's going to go mad. There's little hairs everywhere. When you cut it off, you're basically cutting off whole bits of hair. But it doesn't matter, like the seam bit. He's a puppet, it doesn't matter. And he's gonna wear a hat, but I'm not even sure if I put a hat on him. Like, it just looks so cool like that. How do you feel? Oh yeah. I'll put his jaw back up. Just trying to see if his jaw's creeping down or if it's just because I was shaking him. It's just because I was shaking him. Oh yeah, so if he's shaking. So yeah, I mean the blue tack's doing a good job. Might have to ram something up there just to get it a bit stiffer. But yeah, that sounded dodgy. He looks so fucking awesome. But yeah, that hair, like, if any of you ever want me to send you it, I've still got a ton left. So, oh, my phone's going now. I've got loads of it left. So, if anyone doing a project, just hit me up and I'll send you it. Because I'm not going to do it again. Oh, yeah. Fucking yes. Who is it? Jesus Christ. Hello? Oh, hello, how are you, alright?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm alright. I just put the hair on Blade. Yeah, I know, I nailed his jaw in and painted over. I chopped the end of the nails off, painted over the nails, and now I've literally just, in about, it took me like 5 minutes, honestly. I bought some hair, like, it was £2.50 just off cuts up the fabric shop. Really long white, like, teddy bear hair, or like hair that you'd make a fur jacket out of, sort of thing. But like really like toy-like hair. You'll see it when you get home. And I just held it up. It looked perfect, and I just cut it out in a kind of oval shape, stuck it on his head, and that was it. Literally in 5 seconds, he looks so...